First at 9.
A very good evening and welcome. This is Primetime News at 9 on MTV Sports. I'm Ramesh Rugal Bandara.
And I'm Samadhi Gunasekara.
Well, President Mahinda Rajapaksa has ordered the relocation of the factory at the center of the Ratapaswala water problem and the unrest in Valivarea, and has instructed that it will be shut down immediately if it is found to be at fault.
We have the details coming up at news, but first let's take a look at tonight's headlines.
Headlines on News First at 9.
Lanka Private Bus Owners Association prepares for a fare hike. National Transport Commission warns that permits will be annulled if fares are increased. Police presence in Grand Pass, Colombo continues. A mother alleges that her son was assaulted by the OIC of the Kahaturo police. A youth killed in an assault in Tangol. His parents and a sibling hospitalized.
News First at 9.
Stories in detail. Now, President Mahinda Rajapaksa has decided that the factory at the center of the unrest in Valivarea and the drinking water crisis in Ratapaswala will be relocated, and that new factories can only be established within investment zones.
The President held discussions with area residents, representatives of the company operating the factory, and officials at Temple Trees this afternoon. Issuing a communique, the presidential media unit said the President had noted that the prime responsibility of the officials at present is to ensure a clean drinking water supply for the residents. He also ordered that the government analyst analyze samples of water in the area and submit a report. The President also ordered that the factory be shut down immediately if it is found to be at fault in this report. Furthermore, the President added that a justifiable period of time will be granted to relocate the factory in the investment zone if it is found to have adhered to the relevant regulations.
Well, on a related note, the Geological Survey and Mines Bureau has decided that it will determine the sulfate and fluoride content in the samples that were collected from the vicinity of the factory at the center of the Valivarea and Ratapaswala crisis.
Now, the Bureau's Deputy Director WKBM Prem made this statement at a media briefing convened this afternoon.
Meanwhile, the People's Movement to Uphold the Right to Free Water, convening a media briefing, expressed these remarks on the Ratapaswala incident.
We have collected 35 soil samples. We have collected 106 samples of mud from the paddy fields and 50 water samples from near the paddy fields. Laboratory analysis has commenced. We hope that by the end of this week we can conclude our analysis and prepare the report. When the pH figure is about 2 or 3, it is acidic. If it is higher, then it is alkaline. The pH figure of groundwater can vary. At present, it appears that the variations are normal. With the data at hand, we cannot see anything of note. The Geological Survey and Mines Bureau is primarily analyzing the soil. I do not have any major views about that process, but with regard to the collection of water samples, we can see that they added slaked lime to the wells before collecting the samples. The police have been utilized for this process. Thereby, we can in no way accept this as a just investigation that reflects the current situation in the area. Regardless, what we know is that the contamination of these wells by chemical agents cannot be rectified for 100 years to come.
Well, Minister Vasudeva Nanayakkara expressed the following views on the Ratapaswala incident as well during a meeting convened today.
Democracy is under threat today. The events in Ratapaswala showed us that democracy is under threat and is dying. We need to stand against this. Who was it that gave the order to shoot and to kill? Who gave the order for those actions? How did the army go there? Was it or someone else? Who gave him this power? I have heard that the Defense Secretary is saying that he is not the one who sent them there. We need to ask these questions. It is a very serious problem, my brothers. If the Defense Secretary didn't order it, and neither did the President, then who? He is the commanding officer. How powerful should the man who sent them there have been? If this is the case, then there is a power within the power. It is a dangerous situation. This is the danger facing democracy.
එනම් භයානක තත්ත්වයක් මේක තමයි ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍රවාදයට තියෙන අනතුර.
Residents of Ratapaswela Gampaha staged a demonstration demanding clean drinking water. Protesters staged a demonstration blocking the main road in Valley area. High-pressure water cannons and tear gas was used to disperse protesters who were acting in a violent manner. Police media spokesperson. 3 people killed during the unrest in Valley area. Steps will be taken to submit the firearms of soldiers to the government, analyst SP Buddhika Sirivardhana, police media spokesperson. Committee is appointed to inquire into the unrest in Valley area. A reminder for the authorities.
Shifting our attention from Valley area to Grand Pass, where the police media spokesperson's office states that police security continues to be provided to the Grand Pass area today as well.
Meanwhile, steps were taken today to remove the old boat tree located down Swarnachaitya Road at the Koskas Junction in Grand Pass.
Now, a correspondent in the area said that several branches of the boat tree were cut off today.
The chief incumbent of the Samadhi Vihara in Grand Pass, Venerable Bopalasse Anuruddha Thera, said that a decision was reached to expand the historic mosque located down Swarnachaitya Road and to remove the new place of worship, which led to a controversy. According to the Venerable Thero, the decision was reached at a meeting held yesterday with the participation of several ministers. Thereby, steps were taken to relocate a boat tree in the area in order to facilitate the expansion of the mosque. The relocation began following religious observances this morning.
ඉස්ලාමීය ජනතාව මේ රටේ අපේ බෞද්ධ පිරිසත් එක්ක.
It is an undeniable truth that the Muslim people are living in harmony with the Buddhist people of this country. A certain group tried to disturb this peace and create a conflict and disharmony in society. Various persons, including persons from the political sector, tried to do this. The conflict was created when officials deceived both parties. This is what led to the incident. We are all peaceful now. The Muslims have commenced their observances at the old mosque since 6 a.m. this morning. Everyone in the area, Muslims, Tamils and Burghers, are living peacefully. The Buddhists are not opposed to the removal of the boat tree. There is no conflict in opinion between us at this point. With the peaceful situation, the Buddhist community here took steps to remove the boat tree. When living in different communities in the country, problems could arise. But while facing these problems, we must not return blows. We should be peaceful, forgive them and move on with our work in a good way. We can move forward as a country only if we are a collective united people. Important proposals were put forward to enable all people of Grand Pass to follow their respective faiths. We wish to thank the Buddhist people in the area for this.
அதற்காக வேண்டி அவர்களுக்கும் இந்த பௌத்த மக்களுக்கும் நாம் நன்றி செலுத்த கடமைப்பட்டிருக்கின்றோம்.
Incidentally, the Secretary of State at the British Foreign and Commonwealth Office MP Alistair Burt has expressed his concern about the mosque attack that took place over the weekend in Sri Lanka. Burt tweeted that it is vital for the government to investigate and ensure that all are able to practice their religions and faith freely.
Now moving on to a different story. Police brutality is frowned upon in any democratic and free society today.
Now, a mother charged a news press that her son, who accompanied her to a police station in Kathuduwa, was brutally assaulted by the OIC of the police station.
The boy is currently receiving treatment at the Colombo South Teaching Hospital.
The boy who was allegedly assaulted by the OIC of the Kathuduwa police is 16-year-old school student Avindu Pushpika Gamarachi. He says he was assaulted by the OIC of the Kathuduwa police when he accompanied his mother to the police station on the 10th of this month to lodge a complaint regarding a family dispute. The OIC asked me to give a statement. I gave my statement, and a little while later, the woman who is involved with my father and at the center of our problem was there. She got up, went to the OIC's office and came out with the OIC. The OIC verbally abused me and they started beating me. He hit me on the face and the head. My mother shouted for him to stop. She intervened and I was saved from further assault. The mother says that she lodged a complaint with the Superintendent of Police of Mount Lavinia regarding this incident.
I brought up my 16-year-old son like a flower. I have never laid a hand on him. My child is innocent. He has done no wrong. He only accompanied me so that I would not be alone.
We made inquiries from the director of the Colombo South Teaching Hospital regarding the boy's condition. He said that the boy would continue to receive in-house treatment for his injuries. We also made inquiries from the OIC of the Katuro Police, ABC Jananta, regarding the allegations that have been levelled at him. The OIC denied the allegation, saying that he never assaulted the boy. He said that he had only given the boy a warning. He reiterated that such an assault cannot take place within a police station. Nevertheless, when News First made inquiries, the police media unit said that a complaint had not been received against the OIC of the Katuro Police.
On tonight's Words of Wisdom segment, we take a look at the thoughts of the Nobel laureate, Burmese freedom activist and pro-democracy leader Aung San Suu Kyi. We selected this because it's on the subject of power and corruption.
It is not power that corrupts, but fear. Fear of losing power corrupts those who wield it, and fear of the scourge of power corrupts those who are subject to it. Aung San Suu Kyi, Nobel laureate and pro-democracy leader.
On a much more somber note, a youth was stabbed to death in the Tangol area in Dankotuala yesterday.
Now, Ramesh, according to the police, the suspects connected to the case who were identified have fled the area.
The murder took place at around 7 p.m. yesterday down Sangabomavati in Dankatia. 4 individuals who had entered a house in the area had attacked the residents of the house, a father, a mother and their 2 sons. According to the police, 2 of the assailants had their faces concealed. The deceased has been identified as a 24-year-old youth. The police said that the suspect fled the area, adding that the police investigations have been launched to apprehend the culprit. Our correspondent in the area notes that security in the area beefed up around the suspect's house. The mother and father of the deceased, who suffered serious injuries in the incident, are receiving treatment at the Karapitia Teaching Hospital. Their 19-year-old son, who also suffered injuries, has been admitted to the Mathura General Hospital. The police suspect that the murder may have taken place over a personal dispute.